the back? Ramadan Kareem. For those of our friends who are observing Ramadan. Welcome to this evening's United Nations Pathways Lecture Series, organized by the Office of Global Learning in coordination with the Ambassadors Club at the UN. I am Elise Salim, the Associate Provost for Global Learning. I would like to begin by thanking Madhu Rao, our UN Program Coordinator, who has worked tirelessly to promote UN-related activities for our students and our faculty. This semester alone, we have over 15 UN events. Next week, for example, we have the UN ambassador from Syria who will be speaking on our other campus, followed by the ambassadors from Costa Rica here in early November, and the ambassador from Mexico back in Metro in late November. We are hosting 2 dynamic video conferences, one on global water resources and another on women's health. The UN Student Club on this campus will be celebrating UN Day on October 24, focusing on landmine awareness and prevention. Multiple trips to the UN are also taking place for courses and student groups. Please see the flyers. We have run out of flyers at the back for specific information. We are really delighted that we have students from our metropolitan campus here tonight, as well as a busload of students from Lehigh University in Pennsylvania. They just got here. Welcome, everybody. A year ago, we organized a big symposium on human rights and conflict resolution as a way to raise awareness and to encourage activism and engage our community in substantive issues that affect us all. We brought to both campuses, experts and practitioners, victims and scholars. His Excellency Ibrahim Gambari, then the Undersecretary General for Political Affairs, and today a key player in diplomacy around the world. He just was most recently in Myanmar, Burma. He gave one of our keynote addresses on conflict resolution in Africa. We included a session on the genocide in Darfur with Simon Deng, a former child slave, and Zainab Eyega, founder for African Women. On this campus, just last week, Beckton College, in conjunction with the Student Government Association, held a riveting hot topics discussion on Darfur. Sudan is a country much in the news these days. Africa's largest geographic nation state, it sits on multiple fault lines, resulting in tremendous racial, religious, ethnic, and economic conflicts. We are pleased to have with us tonight, and he will be arriving in about 20 minutes, the permanent representative of Sudan to the United Nations, Ambassador Abdal Mahmood, Abdalhaleem, Mohamad. It helps to come from the Arab world to give these names. He will help us understand, we hope, the complex country that he is from. A veteran diplomat, Ambassador Mohamad began his career with the Sudanese Ministry of Foreign Affairs in 1975, serving in Saudi Arabia and Ethiopia, and was sent as a presidential envoy to Somalia in 1994. He returned to Sudan to serve as director of the Africa Department in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and later director of technical and economic cooperation. In May 2003, he was the special envoy to Afghanistan. He also became Dean of the African and Arab Group of Ambassadors and High Commissioners accredited to India. A lecturer and author, Ambassador Mohamad received his bachelor's degree in political science from the University of Khartoum in Sudan and his master's degree in international relations from Ohio University. We're also lucky to have, as always, our friend and colleague, Ambassador Ahmed Kamal, President of the United Nations Club, who will coordinate and moderate tonight's lecture. Ambassador Kamal has been a professional diplomat in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Pakistan for close to 40 years, holding multiple diplomatic postings around the world. For 10 years, he served as ambassador and permanent representative of Pakistan to the UN and continues to be a senior fellow of the United Nations Institute of Training and Research. Author of many publications on disarmament, multilateralism, and on technical aspects of informatics and information technology, he is an honorary visiting professor at 6 universities in the US, including ours. And I would like to ask Ambassador Kamal to come to the podium, and he says he will entertain us for 15 or 20 minutes until Ambassador Mohamad arrives. He has been delayed at the 4th committee at the UN and should be here very soon. Thank you very much.
Ambassador Abdul Mahmood is going to be delayed because he is the chairman of the Fourth Committee in the General Assembly. The Fourth Committee is the committee that takes care of all matters relating to decolonization and peacekeeping. And so, if you are interested in peacekeeping in Darfur, he is the chairman of the committee, and you can ask him questions about it when the time comes. Mr. Ambassador, welcome to Fairleigh Dickinson. I know that you have had to leave a critical meeting at the United Nations in order to be here, and Fairleigh Dickinson and this enormous group of people is duly appreciative of the effort that you've made, other than the fact that you had to face the Holland Tunnel on a Thursday evening, which is enough to put difficulties to anybody who thinks he can handle Darfur, is nothing compared to handling the Holland Tunnel on Thursday evening. Because we are starting late, I had planned to ask you to give us some details. Begin by telling us some background of Sudan. We know that it's a very large country. We know that it is as big as the whole of Western Europe. We know that your population is not very big. It's about 35 or 40 million. And that there are large differences between different tribes in the Sudan. If that is so, what makes the Sudan tick? Why is Sudan a country if it is this sort of a disparate group of people in such a large area? Why are you Sudan?
Thank you very much, Ambassador. And allow me first to express my regret that I couldn't be here on time. I was chairing the Fourth Committee of the General Assembly this session, and I made it a point to come out early, and I gave the chairmanship to the Vice President of the committee. I thought I could pass the tunnel and Manhattan traffic and all this stuff, but I failed. So forgive me first for coming late. And while also on an introductory note, allow me to express my happiness and pleasure being here today in your midst. I'm very proud that today I'm here with you, a university that I know very well, a university that has distinguished itself in academic excellence and values, doing a great job for the nation and for the country and for humanity at large. Why Sudan is Sudan? A question that has attracted the attention of scholars, historians, and all well-wishers on this globe. Sudan, as you rightly mentioned, Ambassador, is, of course, the largest country in Africa, and it is number 10 in size in the world. We are number 10 in size worldwide. A country with 33 million inhabitants, bordering 9 countries. This geography is important because the geography of the Sudan and the history of the Sudan also determined to a great extent the developments that came later as time goes. So we are bordering Egypt from the north, Libya from northwest, Libya, Chad from the west, Central African Republic also from our west, Kenya, Uganda, south, Eritrea, Ethiopia, our east